Good afternoon. My name is Daniel, and I am presenting for the discussion board 5, which is about the Brown series reaction for the Geology 111 Section 3 class. I have this diagram, and I will also be presenting two rocks, which will help illustrate some of the processes or some of the minerals that form during the Brown reaction series. So, as we can direct ourselves to this diagram on my tablet, here we have our ultramafic rocks that to form. So here will be olivine. Olivine is a rock that forms during the process of magma cooling and will be rich. This rock will be mafic, which means it will be rich in, and also means that there will be a lot of iron and magnesium content. At the same time, because it's mafic and it's very hot, there will be a lot of calcium-rich plagioclase forming, and this rock is part of the continuous series, the calcium-rich plagioclase, and then the olivine and the pyroxene are part of the, along with the amphibole and the are part of the continuous series or discontinuous series. The discontinuous series is called it because it's different minerals, different arrangements. But the plagioclase is the same arrangement. However, different elements are coming in, such as calcium or sodium, or even potassium down here, if you see. One of the things that's notable about the continuous series, or what this really chart is supposed to mean, is that the reason it was created was because there was a question of, like, if there's magma cooling, why is there different minerals inside that magma? Why don't they all look the same? And the reason is because as they cool, and depending on the content of that rock being cooled, there'll be different minerals that will result. That's what Brown discovered as he would melt magma and then watch it cool in predictable fashionable routes, depending on those two factors and others. And here, this chart describes how that rock is going to cool, or how that rock, as it cools, which minerals it forms. So following the olivine or not, one thing that you might remember about olivine from the previous chapter is that olivine doesn't have any particular chain structure. It has the siliconate tetrahedrons surrounded by minerals, and it makes it very hard. It's a light green color, and it's also called in the peridot range. It forms it is a lot of what the mantle is. Finally, after that, we have our pyroxene, which is also light green, but unlike our olivine, will have a single siliconate tetrahedron structure, where the silicons can be able to tetrahedrons have bonded to each other. Then we have our amphibole. This composed parts of rocks known as asbestos, like blue asbestos or gray asbestos or not. It has varying structures or not, but it will have the common thing is that it will have a double chain, different types of double chain with the elements surrounding or not. After that, after the temperatures reach lower, you'll reach things like biot. So, for example, to bring our little showcase, biot will have a planar cleavage, and it will also form in sheets because the silicon forms as sheets, but in between those sheets there will be other minerals. Those minerals, the connection that the siliconate structures are very strong. However, in between those, they're very weak, and they don't, because of the particular, instead of having covalent banding or bonding, it has other types of intermolecular forces and stuff. So going back to our discontinuous series, begins with our darker colored plagioclase, and then we have our lighter colored, like this one, and then we finally reach to our mine series where we end up with our muscovites, our potassium, and then our quartz. So something notable about quartz is that our quartz have a rigid solidity structure in that they have silicon bonds between each other. They also fracture as opposed to having a cleavage, and that will be primarily composed of just siliconate, and it won't be with other compounds. And that is a general description of the Brown reaction series.